Alright guys, welcome back. We're doing some replay analysis yet again today. This will be exported as always to YouTube. It is going to be game 3. I think I have it updated. I do. Bam. And I have the right name right away. We've been following Peeps versus G2 through their grand final at Dreamhack Montreal. And explaining exactly what is going on in the things that matter most, which is the goals. Goals are the only thing that matter in Rocket League. You can play fantastic offense and defense, but if you don't score or don't save it, it does not matter. So we've been focusing on the goals. The videos themselves are averaging roughly about 45 minutes to an hour. So expect us to do this as a 7-part video, each game exported, etc. So we're on to game 3. This is game 3. If you guys didn't see the beginning of the series, G2 took game 1. Peeps took game 2. Mist even joined us last video to talk a little bit. He also hosted us earlier today. Shoutouts to Mist. So if you guys are wanting to watch this, we do this live. You're more than willing to come and hang out and chat and participate. We appreciate you. Otherwise, YouTube is always the place where you can find these videos. So without further ado, there's a goal that happens right away, so we're just going to play this one through. See what happens off the kickoff, because it's probably going to be what dictates it. Damn, 2 good clears back to back. Good pass across. If that had more pace on it, that could have been nasty. Good boost snipe by Rizzo. Unlucky, man. He got baited. So this one's a little weird, right? So a lot of back and forth play early. That pass across, if it had more pace to it, it's just tough. Redos isn't on the ground, so he can't pinch that across to Mist. So Rizzo has a really good challenge here to intercept it. But it pops up, right? Because it pops up, JNaps has to make a split decision. Do I help or does Chicago rotate in? What do we want to do? Chicago decides to go for it. Okay. So with Chicago coming in for it, JNaps is now still third man. He's just sitting here to wait and see what happens. The benefit of Chicago going for this as well is he's moving in pace while Chicago would be coming from a standstill. So Chicago should be able to get this first. We've got a player down below us over here. Rizzo's going to rotate, probably take boost and go support. Or if they win possession, Rizzo can come here and then move across. So Chicago's sole purpose is to find Rizzo in open space or put it on target to pressure. He plays it over to Rizzo. Rizzo gets it in the air. So Rizzo comes off the wall and plays it. Shot on target. Doesn't hit it with power, unfortunately. So it ends up hitting the wall instead of going towards net. If that goes towards net, Mist has to either make a save or Gyro has to go up and try to make an easy save as well. One or the other. Neither happened. Gyro ends up taking this, and I think he plays this over to the right. Yeah. So he just clears this down. The reason why he does that is based upon positioning. Mist is in net. He can't play it back where it came from based upon his trajectory. So with, I'm going to stop interchanging. It is Euro as he would like to be called. Euro is coming across this way. There's no way he can hit it back this way to Mist, who would sweep it and come and take it. It's just not going to work. So that's not an option. So he plays it to the wall to relieve pressure. Reynolds is also rotating in, so don't want to do that either. So he's going to follow his own touch. Reynolds is going to support that. Mist is going to get out of the way and support that as well. These might interchange, but for the most part, that's how it should go. Play continues. Rizzo denies boost. So this boost is now down till 430. So 430 on corner on top right blue. So you got 10 seconds there. None of this is going to matter, which is the best part. So this is done really well. The thing that me and Mist talked about yesterday is how smooth and how much flow and like how clean G2 plays together, even when they're close or when they're passing and moving downfield. So this circumstance, Rizzo got a pass from Chicago. Chicago hit the ball over here to Rizzo, who hit it here. Chicago lands, positions himself as that third man. He's there to survey the field. Chicago is in a perfect position to make anything happen here. But what happens with Peeps here is what's super crucial, right? So Rizzo takes a hit, hits here, bounces out. He drops down, denies boost because he can't get a demo. JNaps, who was originally here, moves up and is now to support. So here's one. Became the third man. Became the second man. So his job is to follow and put this back in. Puts it into center. It's too far over. So he plays this middle as if Chicago is here and can take a shot instead of playing it down. It's not a bad touch. I think Chicago just cheated in a little too hard. Chicago approaches this a little slower, and it's one of the issues I think I see with G2 every once in a while, is they play so close together so they can get to the ball first. They want to be consecutive with their hits. Sometimes if those touches aren't perfect, it does go over the top. So that ball goes out a little bit too far, and because of that, it makes it an easy counterattack. Both Chicago and JNaps are on this half of the field, and they're committed pretty hard to it. One flipping this way, more so this way. JNaps is all the ways on the back wall, and Rizzo's retreating. So Rizzo's not even in a position to be able to challenge this. He's trying to get back to his net, get some boost, and turn so he can try to buy some time for his teammates to get back. It's a really tough circumstance to be in. Reynolds intercepts it well, passes it right down to Gyro. But what does Gyro do with it? And this is the important part. So when he passes it down, look how little he's committing to this. Gyro knows how much space he has. The difference between here and here is insane. Rizzo challenges this, he's going to get beat. He waits, he's got to deal with a 1v1 where Gyro still has space. So Rizzo's best option is to go back into the net and try to defend a shot, and then when he gets close, or I guess it varies, right? It's a situational thing. What's up, Lawson? You can do this in two ways. Either Rizzo closes the gap as quickly as possible and tries to deny a challenge. The difficulty is the follow-up is there from Reynolds, and it screws him over. So he wants to go into net and turn around for two reasons. One, it forces Gyro to wait, right? Gyro needs to dribble this in more before he takes a shot. Reynolds can also come in for a demo, which is also another scary thing. I thought he wanted to be called Euro. He does. God damn it, Anthony. Oh, it's ingrained in me now, too, because people are calling it, too. Part of the norm. Euro. Euro, 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 Euro. Remember that. Euro. If I call him it again, yell at me, chat. So, Euro has plenty of space. Rizzo either needs to challenge it immediately to force it. The difficulty, though, is the follow-up is there. So, if he does that, I don't think Chicago and them can recover. Chicago is going to be close, though. So, at this point, Rizzo is just trying to buy time for Chicago to come in. Chicago can even come in if he recovers in time and go for a demo, right? So, let's zoom this out a little bit, show you what happens, okay? So, Rizzo, bad decision here. I don't know if you saw that stutter, how he comes back and forth. Not what you want to do. By going backwards, he kills all his momentum, and I don't know if he's trying to backwards and, like, flip into it or what. Or if he's just hesitating here, this could also be another just really smart play from Rizzo by hesitating and forcing Euro to make a play, right? There's a chance that by him closing this gap here and this ball moving in, he wants Euro to make another hit so he can boost up and make a save. That is another option. Chicago is also starting to get back into play. So anything he does here to make this delayed is great. But what Euro does that's so good is he doesn't commit to this hit. He jumps really soft, doesn't hit it hard. That way it lands back onto him. And at this point, because Rizzo is coming from a standstill, he's just trying to half flip and get to there. As long as he makes a touch inside, he's got a goal. Which, with how close he kept it with that soft touch initially, he's able to do. So really well played by Euro. Really well played by Euro. And it's all because of this initial touch from JNaps. JNaps hits it a little too hard here to Chicago, who's a little bit too close. So two mishaps here. Allows Reynolds to intercept, plays it up to Euro. Euro makes a soft touch so he can recover again, keeps it close, and puts it away. So really well done. Really well done by Peeps. That's just positional awareness and understanding what you can do off of a mistake. It's really well done. All right, let's go to the next goal. See when this thing develops. All right, so we'll start of the possession was when kickoff. Okay. So literally right off the kickoff, G2 has possession. Let's go on the clear. So they try to clear it there. It's contested by JNaps as a third. Something I love G2 for is when G2 is feeling confident or when they're down, they have no issues with sending their third person back to go and challenge to keep that pressure going. There's way too many teams that don't. And it drives me insane. I get you're supposed to be the last one back. You're supposed to buy time. But if you could easily just come in pursuit and apply a challenge that's going to keep it on their half, please do it. You need to trust your teammates to rotate back. Yeah, almost 3 years. Hell yeah, Shovel. What's up, bud? Okay, so JNaps makes a good challenge. We're going to change this positioning so we can see it a little bit better. Chicago plays it across to JNaps. Beautiful shot. Okay. So really good in space. The difficulty is Peeps pack the box too a lot when they're on defense. And you're going to see it throughout this entire thing. You pronounce Europe properly? Euro is how he wishes his name to be pronounced. He was in chat again yesterday, and we got him to finally admit to it. He just succumbed to people being dumb. I'm like, nah, man, you gotta stand up for what you want. It's your name. So, it is Euro. Yeah. Explosive Euro was in chat yesterday, and I asked him straight up, and I was like, hey, man. Like Euro? Like Euro. E-U-R-O. Like Europe, but Euro. It's also like a Greek food. Yeah. It's really yummy. Euros are delicious, man. Think of, like, the phonetic way is like Y-U-R-R. Like so. Euro. Silly people. So yeah, watch Peeps pack the box here on defense. So, commit. They're always ready for that fast aggressive play. So, partial is Reddles trying to dodge the demo here. Let's do this and zoom in a little. And back it up. So, ball played across. Reddles moves up, trying to dodge Rizzo, because Rizzo's being a bully. It's why I love Rizzo on offense. I talked about it in game 1 as well. Rizzo on offense is one of my favorite things. He's super creative. His bumps are smart. And the only reason Rizzo can go for those bumps and demos in that chase is because he's got JNaps able to play it back inside and Chicago there to support it. Chicago's even ready to retreat if he needs to. So by him being aggressive here, it frees up space for G2 and allows them to sustain pressure for the next, what, 10 seconds roughly? So not only is he doing that, right? So Rizzo's pressuring out the defense, trying to get these guys out of the way. As soon as he's done, he turns back around and goes and denies boost again. Another 10-second timer. So he'll probably get that about like 4:33, 4:32. No, he actually stays up for the shot. Even better. So it's the decision that he has there. By being in this position, he can either go for boost or he can stay for a shot because JNaps does play that back inside. During that entire time, Chicago's literally just gone back, come across, and now he's going to play it back in again. JNaps now needs to rotate out. So Chicago's going to come in. JNaps is going to support that after he gets boost. Rizzo can choose to bump demo, deny boost, whatever he needs to do. But then he's going to support that even more so. Or he can stay upfield. There's a very good chance that Rizzo comes, takes this midfield boost, and then turns back around and half rotates. And just stays open and surveys this. Very similar to what he did in game 1 with the aerial where he came from the side and played it down to JNaps. So that shot, 2 packed in the box. If Rizzo got a bump on one, maybe, but still probably going to be saved either way. So, good pass from Chicago. Chicago's there for the follow-up. Rizzo's going to rotate out. So, Rizzo's now going to be that third man. He's going to come around and turn. JNaps takes the shot. Chicago's there to support. JNaps after is going to probably rotate around. Same thing. He might even go right to deny boost if he can. No, he leads into it. So he gets out of the way. He's going to get midfield boost. It's that Rizzo's job. Rizzo, I don't think Rizzo had the boost on that. He wanted that corner from, or that side from JNaps. But the difficulty of this entire thing is from the Peeps. Peeps don't get a single good clear out of this. First touch hits ceiling. So it hits light. So Chicago plays it up high. Reddles has the right idea. You don't want Euro coming off the back wall to hit this. Mist is still just being patient. He's not trying to cut rotations. He's just trying to sit and be careful. I do agree that yes, the shot from JNaps could have been a little bit better, but I don't think it matters. I don't think that was going to happen. Even if he places that top right or bottom left, it's too much in the box to save, or too much in the box to score. Either way, so Reddles comes out, makes a good challenge. You don't want Mist doing it. He's there to support you. Euro come off the back wall is not going to be able to hit it. So he makes a play. Unfortunately, it hits ceiling and comes down. If he gets this and hits it here instead, and hits it more with a push action than a loft, it's going to go down and clear the ball. So again, for I think the second or third time, Peeps have had a hard time clearing the ball. During all this time, people have been able to rotate out, get their boost. So because it hits light, it's immediately put right back in with pressure. and followed by JNAPS. Passes it across to Rizzo, misintercepts it, it's gone. Chicago's behind him, right? So Chicago's there to support. So the benefit of an air dribble here, so by just going up for the air dribble, he's forcing this defender out. This one has to cover backboard. This one has to cover net. You still have Chicago able to take any position he wants on it. So after this happens, Chicago's being able to get to this and stride and pass it down to Rizzo. He could also take a shot. There's numerous things that can happen. So it pinches off. Chicago's the first one to it again, unless Miss can get a double, which he doesn't. So Chicago gets a touch. JNAPS recognizes that there's 2 in defense. He's not able to do it. He's going to redirect it back to Rizzo. Maybe Rizzo can get a shot. Even better. Dude, it's insane, man. So this happens, right? So JNAPS plays this off so Rizzo can get it. Reynolds tried to go for the block, so he's now removed from play. He's going to land over here. He's too far removed. Euro is moving up because he needs to cover near post. But because of this redirect from JNAPS, this split-second decision to still be up there, this pass across with Rizzo moving up, that's the only reason. Because normally, if Euro doesn't commit to this, easy clear, he's going to get to that before Rizzo will. Right? So this touch creates all this opportunity. It's fucking insane. Like this one touch. And look where he comes for it, too. So JNAPS plays that down, recovers. So within recovery, he lands, puts himself in a position to rotate out. But you look at Chicago's touch. Chicago's touch here is literally just to get in the air and beat missed. Like, none of this is intentional. But it's the fact of making these consecutive touches is what enables it to happen. So what makes G2 really, really strong. It's also what punishes them. Because if those touches aren't on par, things fall apart and they get counterattacked. Because a team like Peeps is super aggro. They're going to try to get to the ball first. But if they can't, they're stuck on defense and they get punished. And you're going to see that change in the end. In games 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. In the late game tournaments, or the late game of the series, G2 starts making some pretty significant changes on offense, and they get counterattacked on open nets all the time. Nexus, they're open to the public. You can literally go on their website, on Dreamhack's website, and they're there. So, Chicago tries to beat Mist because Mist is going for a second touch. You can see with his boost path too. He's trying to follow this. Because he beats him, and it goes across, JNAPS is just going to land, and it's a circumstantial thing. He just happens to be in the right place at the right time, and it plays it across. None of this was intentional. Chicago did not have the intent to pass that to JNAPS. There's no way. Oh, shit. What up, Gabe? Gabe, appreciate the host, man. I can ask you, my dude. Did Dapper get a hold of you? Did he message you all good like? Yeah, what up? This is gonna sound weird. What's up, G Spot? I still don't know why you call him that, but you do you group. If you guys want to play, man, let me know. I think I could play. Hit it with the sign up. We need 4 people still, Corrupted G. We need 4 people. So you, Dap, and then 2 more. Is it a team thing? It is captain draft. It is a captain draft. I would throw you guys in the RLCS section, so you guys are straight into the main event, and then it'll be captain draft. Appreciate the host, man. What's up, G Spot? How you guys doing? Because I know Sathy's in it already as well. Sathy already signed up. He didn't even care. He's just like, I know my team could play in the other stuff, but heck that. So he just signed up. So if you want to throw in Dapper, so that gives us 7 of 8 teams. So we need 3 more people. So if Dapper signs up, we need 2 more. So Gabe, if you're willing to go around and talk to the pros and be like, hey, we need 2 people, including Dapper, I would greatly appreciate it. Because I'm done trying to hold people's hands for this shit. I'm going to just open up to Rank S at the beginning at this point. Because those guys are more hungry anyway. And I'd rather reward
Lawler,
them.
Shut up.
Yo, Goomba, appreciate the follow, man. Let me pull that doc. Either way, let me know. I got you in sign up. I got you on the spreadsheet. But if you want to invite Dapper to the Discord if he's not already, or if you have other people that are either rank S or higher, so rank S or RLCS, feel free to advocate and get them involved. I'm at the point where I'm done trying to babysit. I will only cater to those that are active in it. There's a reason why I respect players more than others. You know, ones that have actively been like, yeah, I'll sign up as soon as that shit goes live. Those are the ones that I'm going to, you know, be a little bit more lenient towards. But if I have to DM you every second time, be like, yo, you going to sign up? 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 I'm done doing that, man. I just don't have time for it. So either way, appreciate you signing up. Yeah, if you want to ask around, see if people want to do it. We need 3 people. Dapper is welcome to sign up as well. I told him if he got you in, I would let him as well. So that way your guys' full team can still play in it without doing the open qualifier where it splits you guys. So I don't want to punish you guys for that. And Dapper's still rank S, so it qualifies. So good shit either way. Anyway, Gabe, thank you again for the host. Appreciate you sending all the crew over. For those joining from the G spot, if you guys don't know what's going on, we're doing replay analysis for the Peeps and G2 in their Dreamhack Grand Final. Right now we're covering Game 3, as it says above me. We are paying attention to the goals and the goals alone, just because those are the important things as to why games are won and lost. What enables them to get that goal, how do they get that goal, and what happens. So, a big thing we're talking about here is JNaps air dribbled it on his own pass to midfield, which forced Mist to come up. Mist made a block. He's trying to go for a double. Chicago is going to pass it around and try to beat him with him following up, which he does. JNaps recovers and lands, and then plays it back into Rizzo. The reason why this is crazy is because JNaps is doing this by pure circumstance. His recovery and to be here is not intentional. The ball going there, not intentional. So by him landing and being here, he beats Reddles, who commits, beats Euro, who commits, plays it out to Rizzo, who gets a goal. So you see this play out. Chicago plays it over, plays it back. Reddles miss, Euro misses, and then he plays it back to JNaps to guarantee.
Lawler, shut up.
So JNaps on 2 recoveries makes this play happen. There's the first one. He turns around, gives himself a passing lane. And rather than Rizzo trying to shoot this near or around, because of the challenge coming in, he plays it out of the way back to JNaps and selfishly, and they put it in the back of the net. So that's twice now that JNaps' recovery and the vision from both these players. And this is something that I hope everybody takes to solo queue. It is always better to just pass one more time. If you go in with the mentality of one more in your passes, you will be significantly better off, because it's easier to pass and get around a defender with a quick one-touch than it is to try to make a tough angle with a guy challenging. There are certain times where you don't want to trust your teammates because it is solo queue, but overall, it is better to do something like this where you pass it across, you force that player to make a miss, and then you just put it in the back of the net. The thing about pros is they make that shit look easy, and it is not. It's the beauty of Rocket League, is everything is physics-based. It is up to the individual player. So all those touches, everything they just did, have to be the right speed with the right amount of power. You have to be in the right place. Like, everything is individually controlled by those people. Nexus, if you want to find the replays, go to Google and just search Dreamhack Montreal Rocket League replays, and it'll pop up. It's like this first or second link. It's pretty easy to find. Yeah, no problem, Nexus. All right, next goal. And this is something Peeps has done way too many times. Miss and I, again, talked about this yesterday. Something that Peeps are really fucking good at is as soon as they get scored on, they respond. You can see it right off the kickoff. Here we go again. It's also the reason why G2 lost this series. A lot of the reason why G2 lost is because of their kickoffs. Great pass to Mist, right? Oh, he missed it. Oh, no. So I'm surprised I actually lost this. This is actually a really good kickoff. G2 actually took this. So pops up. JNaps gets to it first. A little bit slow on that one, though. I'm surprised he didn't just try to beat him to it. He had the read and the power. He could have beat to him. Little delayed on that one from JNaps, and I don't know his intentions. So one thing that I hate is we have to speculate as to why he went for it. He could have challenged that earlier. Obviously, hindsight tells us that, but I'm surprised he didn't just try to beat him to it, because if he beats him to it, right, that ball plays around. Why is that line so big? What the hell? Like, if he beats Mist to the ball here, Mist is approaching, and he beats it around him, Mist is going to have to double back and rotate either way. So I'm surprised he didn't just try to beat him to it. He had the beat on him with the cheat up. So, weird circumstance there. It pinches out. Reynolds rotates back, and then he's got a big clear to Mist. Mist actually whiffs this, and it actually works out because it draws Chicago out. So, Reynolds is going to hit this up here. Mist is going to try to go for a redirect in, which Reynolds can then follow up. It does force Chicago out, so Chicago's going to move across, and he's got to debate whether he wants to commit to this, go backboard, or try to make a save. Launch a play out. So he goes back wall, and it misses. So he tries to go for recovery. Rizzo comes across. The difficulty is Rizzo is not going to have a lot of time to react to this because it's going to bounce right into Reynolds' lap, and he's just going to be able to power this in far post. And Rizzo had a good read on it, you know. He played this relatively well based upon what he was given. As soon as that ball hits the wall and he sees that he's missing it, Rizzo immediately turns his angle and goes to challenge because he knows he's the last one back. He's the one that has to make a play on this, right? Super close, too. His jump there, even though he's too low, Rizzo's front flip here is literally just to make sure he closes the gap between the ball. If he was a little bit higher, he has that save. But he's got to pretty much almost pre-flip it to an extent. But, again, circumstantial. It's a scary thing about Rocket League is a lot of things you're doing are based upon reaction. That's why when we explain and detail certain things like this, it is not a one-size-fits-all. The certain things that I say are completely situational. And the best mentality can be, am I the closest to the ball? If the answer is no, don't go for it. Simple as that. But then you have to take the information that you're receiving and make a reaction based upon it. Is my teammate able to go up for a pass? Okay, he is for a pass. Can he hit it to me, or is there someone in the way? Do I go wide and try to be open for that pass? Like, what am I doing? Am I the last one back? Do I need to rotate back because they're winning? Like, there's so many little split-second decisions that are happening that you need to be able to make reactions on. And that's why you can't say one size fits all. Back post rotations are you always need to. It's not always the case. Rizzo did that exact same thing. You know, Rizzo came in wide to give himself time to make a read on this play. But if he would have cut in closer, he would have been able to make a save. But he doesn't know that because this play is never going to develop in the first place. They have the expectation that Miss is going to hit this. The only reason he comes across and turns as quickly as he does, because he's going about ready like this, he's probably going to try to go like this to give himself more time to make a play. But he cuts it short because the shot from Reynolds is coming in. So to say, hey, back rotation is always the ideal thing is not the circumstance. You need to be able to take the information that's being given to you and make an appropriate decision. And the best way to get better at making those decisions based on positioning and etc. is, as all pros say in Twitch, play more. Because the only way you're going to get better at it is if you see more experiences with it. You need to be able to, I guess, make yourself more aware of it, or what's the way of saying it? Put yourself in situations to experience those scenarios more often. There's a way I could say that way easier, but I can't think of it right now. So, good response again. All right, so let's... Damn, this one's a doozy. Can I back this up slowly? There we go. All right. So let's see where possession change happens. They're in midfield. Gets it back. And clear. Okay, so this is going to be the kind of turning point. So JNaps comes up, plays it mid. You have both Mist and Rizzo going for it. At this point, it looks like Mist is actually going to win it.
Lawler, shut up.
Maybe. Mist's trajectory on this is kind of wonky. He might cut this a little bit too close. Mist may hit it here. Ball comes over here and Rizzo actually gets it. Let's find out what happens. Let's take it from this side so we can get a better angle on it. Mist does get it. Okay. What a save by Chicago. Gonna call that right now. Insane. That is not an easy save to make. Holy shit. What's up, Christian? How you doing, man? Hey, Nitrogen. What's up, TPs? So, crazy save by Chicago despite the circumstances. So Mist is already up. Credit to him. That's why he wins it. Doesn't look like the trajectory is going to get him. So JNaps plays this from here over across. Reddle's going to meet it in air. Rizzo's going to be out of the play. He's probably going to land somewhere over here. Chicago's got to rotate back. In this meantime, JNaps is going to be able to recover. And he's got to see one of two things. Does Rizzo get the ball or does Mist get the ball? He's going to see that Mist is going to get the ball, so he's going to rotate back and try to support Chicago in some way and get boost. What I assume happens is this ball hits corner. JNaps sweeps in, clears the ball out. Whether he chooses to clear it hard or keep it close is what we're going to pay attention to. So he turns around and actually bullies Reddles. So right now, G2 is in a really rough predicament. Shizzle, try to keep it English, man. It is a English stream, and I have no idea what you're saying. I can't interact with you if I don't know what you're saying. So Chicago makes a really clutch save. It's going to bounce out. JNaps is going to pressure Reddles. G2 in general is in a really tough spot. Mist can hit this shot if he connects with it. I don't know. He's probably low on boost right now. He spent quite a bit getting up, and then he's got to change his trajectory. So he's probably under like 15, under 20. Chicago's got to make a tough save based upon this shot. Does he go for the predicting? Does he pre-jump it? Does he go for the save? How does he want to play this? So he's just going to go up and try to make a save. It ends up hitting corner and bounces out, which is super clutch. Despite that, Reddles is there for the follow-up. Euro there for the follow-up. JNaps keeping close to Reddles is applying pressure. So no matter what, if Reddles slows down, he gets demoed. And his shot has to be perfect on a read that hasn't happened yet. So we're going to slow this down and show you what happens. So Reddles comes in. He goes out of the way. And decides, you know what? This read's going to be tough to do, especially with someone on my back. Let's deny boost and set up for a siege. You know what? We're going to put these guys under pressure. Rizzo's still out of the play. He's still got to come back. So let's deny boost, put this on a 10-second timer. Let's see what Euro can do off of this. Okay? Why Euro goes wide here, I don't know. He might have had the same thought. But as the third man, Euro's job is to watch and survey everything that's happening. Right? So why he cuts out, I'm not sure. I don't know if he thinks it was going to go that way. But with that split second, like if you play this at full speed, it doesn't make sense for him to do that. So ball gets cleared. They're moving down. Reddles gets bumped again. And he moves out for some reason. I don't know why he takes this wide. I don't know why he takes this wide. It's kind of weird. So after that ball gets played, that's what happens, really. So this is the problem with taking it wide. So if he doesn't go wide here, why I selected that, I don't know. So instead of him going wide here, if he stays his course, right? So Reddles goes out, denies boost. If he stays here, when this ball bounces out, JNaps is probably going to go past it because he's dealing with recovery. Euro has a shot. He's going to get to that first. So ball bounces out. Instead, Euro would be on this path, this path, this path. He's got a free shot on target. But because he comes across and he goes around, JNaps is able to recover. And that ball bounces really fucking hard off that corner. And now he has to recorrect for it. That should have been a goal for Peeps. Peeps had that. They got the beat in the air. The follow-up was there. And even though Reddles got backed off, the third man also followed up really well. But because of one mistake here, he goes across. He puts a soft shot. It's going to hit here because he can't get the angle on it. And then they get counterattacked. So you're going to see him come in. Makes a good attempt on it. You can even see with the way he's rolling, he's trying to force this ball this way. It's not going to be this short of an angle. At most, it's going to hit here. But you can see with the way that his car is going to roll, it's going to go like this. So shot isn't there. It is now up to Mist and Reddles to go for it. So Mist is going to probably come out, and he can either half rotate, cut rotation to go for it, or he can allow Reddles to come in. This is a communication thing. The way this is going to be played out is simply based upon the communication that these two teams are having. So whether these two are communicating and Reddles is saying, I've got it, go get boost, whatever you need to do, or I need boost, is going to determine if Mist rotates or if he lets Reynolds come in and take it. Difficulty VL, Reynolds coming in and taking it. It's the same situation to Euro Shot. Euro Shot's going to hit here and bounce out. If he comes in and hits it, same thing. It's going to bounce and come out. The only option that Reynolds has, and the ideal situation is if Reynolds gets to this, ball hits here. He beats JNaps with Reynolds. Reynolds comes in and plays it into corner. Ball bounces corner and comes back out. And then Mist, who now has boost, can go and take a shot. So let's go the other angle. See what happens. Rotation-wise. Recovering. Waiting for probably the ball to hit. Either needs to intercept it off the back wall. Probably not safe. He's never going to make it. So JNaps is trying to read this off the wall and hit it and play it downfield before Reynolds can get to it. He has advantage. He is closer to the ball. He is going to be able to get to it first. Rizzo is going to support Chicago. Chicago is going to support JNaps. 2 plays for this. Rizzo is technically third man, as we refer to it. His job is to survey what happens here and make himself accessible. So if JNaps beats this and plays it off, Chicago can follow that up. Rizzo can go downfield parallel and be open for a pass. So ball moves in. We're going to speed up a little bit. JNaps gets to it before it even hits the wall and plays it high. Also has phenomenal recovery. He's going to be able to chase this down. Ball hits back wall. See the same thing. Like I said, Chicago is there to support JNaps. So JNaps plays it up. He's now removed. Rizzo is now there to support that. And now JNaps is technically in a first/third man role or second/third man role. JNaps is looking at this and seeing how this is going to play out, right? Based upon Chicago's hit, if Chicago does poorly, he needs to rotate back, cover backboard, so Rizzo can cover net, right? If Chicago's play goes well, he can actually play this up to JNaps. JNaps can then reposition, move up, and then hit this down to Rizzo. Rizzo, same thing. What is happening? What do I do? Let me wait and find out. Ball plays out. He misses. So Rizzo waits for his chance to make a play on the ball. Chicago makes a mistake. Not a big deal. JNaps is going to move downfield. Chicago's going to land. And based upon what happens with this ball, Chicago's going to make a decision. So Rizzo's going to smack this downfield. Hopefully JNaps goes back on the wall and puts a shot on target. Ball gets smacked downfield. JNaps says, nope, I don't have the boost for it. I'm going to cut across and make myself wide. Because of that, split-second decision from Rizzo. As soon as he makes this hit, they swap positions. JNaps is no longer up here. He's moving across. So now Rizzo is moving back to support Chicago. Because Chicago, like we said, whiffed, recovered. He's now going to chase ball downfield. Rizzo's going to support that chase. JNaps is going to be wide. Now JNaps is third man. He's going to get boost, turn around, and see, do I go upfield to help out with a pass or a shot? Or do I need to go back on defense to make a save? What happens? Ball plays into corner. Gets stopped by Chicago. JNaps did what he was supposed to. Can't move downfield because the ball hasn't came across yet, so he goes to support it. Rizzo moves out. And this is why we call it a hockey-esque type thing. It is a line check or a, whatever the hell, a line change. It's the same thing. You're just shuffling players in and out of position. It's what a rotation is. So they swap it out. JNaps plays it across. And now Rizzo is doing what JNaps wanted to do the first time. So when Chicago played that down and Rizzo was over here, Rizzo could either move up for a shot or he goes back to play defense. That doesn't happen. JNaps doesn't go for it initially. So JNaps comes across, right? Goes into support. And now the same thing. The exact same thing is happening again. So they swap parts. JNaps wasn't there for it. So he plays defense. Rizzo comes across. Looks for it. The pass is there now. And they get a redirect. Doesn't work. And then finally, the guy who made the mistake in the very first half gets a wide open shot because of the block. Peeps did a good job defending the first two. But the last one is the one that matters most. Perfect shot, top left,
Lawler,
puts it away. So really well done by G2. You want to see clean rotations? Follow G2. When G2 is on, they're almost impossible to beat. These are the best types of streams. Yeah, appreciate it, Corky. Glad you're enjoying it, man. Appreciate the follow. So hopefully that makes sense. But if you guys really want to learn how to rotate and rotate well, and not in a generic like 1, 2, 3 kind of way, but in a situational, being aware of the positioning of the field. Like the benefit of both of these guys,
Lawler, shut up.
Moving across field like this is it spreads the field for 2 reasons. One, It forces the defenders to have to worry about multiple angles rather than all people just kind of being here. The only place they're going to be able to shoot, right? But if you spread this field out and you attack from this side, it opens up so much more of the goal that you have to cover. So by bringing it out wide, it opens up space. It gives more passing lanes for JNAPS and Chicago. And all this field is wide open, so Chicago can easily come in and put a shot on. It may not be intentional. It is something that these guys do now instinctually. They don't even have to think about it. But there is definitely merit to why they do it. And this is exactly why. The sad thing is, for G2, they still lose. We got one more goal left. So kickoff happens. Who's it favor? Looks like it favors Peeps. Really good demo from Reddles there. Really good demo. And a bump. So to kick this off, shitty pun, sorry. Kickoff happens. Pretty neutral. Chicago actually ends up winning it, but it kicks it back to their team. Because it kicks it back this way, that means that Reddles is going to get to it first before JNAPS. But instead, he's going to go and take out JNAPS instead. This is actually something that you're seeing a little bit more now. We talked about this, I think, yesterday or the day before. That teams are starting to go for demos on the cheat up rather than the ball. As long as it's communicated properly, you have a player back here getting boost who's completely removed from the play. Same thing with this one. And if you delay that kickoff so it pops back to you, or if you hit it first so it pops back to you, a lot of players will actually make sure that they angle their car so it kicks back to the corner. But the benefit of doing it this way, Chicago is completely committed. He's going to, all his momentum's killed because it bounced off the wall, or off the ball. Reddles, rather than going for the ball and playing it around, because JNAPS actually can stop this pretty well. The dunk-wise, with Reddles hitting it first, JNAPS is going to hit it second, which means it's going to pop out least angle resistance. If you watch a kickoff, right, player 1 and player 2, if this player hits the ball first, the ball pushes away from his car and creates a gap, which then allows this player to push it past. Same thing happens here. So rather than that ball trying to chase it down and hitting it with a weak angle, if he hits this first and plays it up this way, JNAPS has advantage and can take it over the top. He will dunk him. So instead, he says, heck that. I'm just going to go and take you out. And you see it. His intention is perfect. So he goes and takes him out with a demo. So JNAPS can't get to the ball at all. And then what he does after that, he gets a little lucky here. But he turns and he ends up getting Chicago with a bump too. So the ball gets played out. Chicago does get the boost. But now he's out of the play for roughly a second and a half. Reddles at this point did his job. Followed up the support. Made sure to get the ball off the kickoff. Got a demo for it. So now JNAPS is back with 33 boost. And even though they have possession on their side, he's now able to swing back out, get boost, come back into the play. And you can see that from from Reddles here in just a second. Goes out, gets his boost, comes back in ready to support. Okay. Euro on this play does the same thing. Euro's just there after his initial play to support it. So we're going to switch so you can kind of see. This is what we talk about when we're talking like third man, fourth man, or whatever the hell. It is all situational. As soon as Euro moves around, he's going to see that Reddles is back here. That's missed. So Reddles is going to come back around, and he's going to come back around. Because he is closer to the ball, like I literally just said. If you are the first one or the closest to the ball, it's your ball. You go for it. It is your person behind you's job to survey and see what's happening, right? So he's going to sit and just watch and see what's happening here. And because of that, Euro's going to come in. He's like, okay, fine. I'm now third man. I'm going to go and support you. Easy enough. So ball plays out. Biss tries to make a play on it. Doesn't work. He does get a demo for it. Euro half rotates. Takes the ball. Reddles is there to support it. The reason why he's half rotating is so he can get to the ball first. He could easily stay over here and be open for a pass as well. There's two options on this play that could work, depending on how quickly they want to counterattack. And with the demo, I would actually recommend doing this, where instead, Euro lets Reddles take the ball, and instead of cutting in, he moves upfield for a pass and stays here. which then allows Mist to completely get out. He basically replaces Mist pressure on offense, especially with the demo. So Rizzo is gone for 2 seconds.
Shut up.
Right? So Euro could actually move up here. Let Redos take this because the ball's going to bounce off here. And pass it across and they can put a shot on target very quickly. The difficulty of doing that and why it's not going to work. See where that ball lands? Super close. JNaps is going to get it. So he has to win it. But if that ball does pop out, there's other circumstances of which they can take. So ball pops out. Maybe you can leave it, but because it hits at a sharper angle, that ball like hit like here. If it came more of a direct and it like kind of came off, maybe there's a chance. And then you can see that play develop. You can even pass it over to Mist if Mist is available. So ball plays out. Euro beats him to it. Redo's still being patient. Just kind of bobbing and weaving, buying time. Keeping his momentum. You never see him stop or come to a still. He always is moving. Gets the boost, and now he's same thing. He's just surveying the field, waiting for something to happen. So we'll take it from that backman position and see what we have. Okay. Ball plays across, bounces out. Okay, he's no longer the third man. He's now the second man because he's closest to the ball. He's gonna go up and play this back inside. Mist is now the position that Redos was in literally a second ago, just like that. He's going to do the same thing. Do I need to go back and cover on defense based on where this ball goes if Chicago gets past? Or can I move up and give them a play while Euro needs to buy time to recover? Ball comes across. Exactly that. So Mist was that third man. He saw this ball was in an awkward spot and that Redos can't get it. So he rotates in, makes his play. Same situation now. Split second after that touch. This is your first man who leads the charge. This is your second man who's going to support it. This is your third man who's either going to rotate out or collect this boost and survey what happens. So Redos moves in. Euro's there to support it. Redos gets a block because of that touch. He became the first man, second man, third man. He's going to rotate out. He's going to see what's happening. He's there to support it and get the next touch. As soon as he gets this touch, exact same switch again. First man to challenge. Second man to follow up. Third man to support. This touch comes across. Euro actually can't get that. So Euro, I think he actually stops here. What happens with Euro? That's what I want to know. So he gets the boost, turns around. He stops completely. If he gets that, it's a little bit awkward. Chicago's in a pretty good spot up top to make that. But because he stops completely, there's no way he's never gonna get that ball. So he backs out. That ball plays high. That's actually really dangerous. So good touch by Mist to play this back outside. Euro goes into net to make save. I think Redos has this to play it over to Euro. No. Oh man, Rizzo. That sucks. So this was actually really sloppy from kind of both. A little bit forced because they know they just need to score. So G2 does a good job with Chicago in the corner to play this back down and get it out. Because Euro comes to a standstill here, he's supposed to be the guy who actually got that. Plays it across, they play it down. Pressure isn't there. Mist does a good job with recovery and plays it over the corner and plays it out. So Euro plays supportive. Mist needs to get off that back wall. He's pretty much covering backboard now. And trying to get across to take the boost over in this corner. While Euro moves up with Redos. Redos actually doesn't get this touch. Chicago has a good pass. Chicago plays this subtly to the side. The difficulty with Rizzo here is I don't think he can get that angle with how fast he's coming in. This ball needs to be at least here so he can take a shot and place it. And that shot's going to be tough. He does have Mist trying to recover and Euro moving backwards. And he also has Redos coming in to try to cause some sort of interference. So he does have to play this quickly. And he ends up missing it. But because he misses it, easy counter for them. So this ball's going to play over. Expect Redos to take the boost and move up unless one of his teammates says that they need it. He just moves it down field right away. So I actually prefer when players do this. When you have too many people committing like that, you need to make sure that you're catching these guys on a rotation back. JNaps is already back there, but you've got Rizzo and Chicago both trying to move back, and you have a good counterattack chance. Because Euro was in the net, he's able to move downfield. Mist was coming across. He's going to be able to get boosted, moved on field. Reynolds decides to just move it. So you now have all 3 players ready to crash down on net against 2 players that are retreating, both with him and Rizzo back here. So JNaps has a lot to cover. The nice thing, though, is because this ball hasn't moved up yet, Rizzo should be able to move back and support this. So ball moves downfield. I don't like that play from Chicago. Chicago is the closest here, but the counterattack is already inevitable. You can't stop this. You can cause some in between, but JNaps can't make a decision until this plays out. I get not wanting to give him space, but Chicago did this so well in games 1 and 2 where he just makes his presence known, but he doesn't go for it. Like, he can force Reynolds to go up and make a play, which is what he's trying to do anyway. He's trying to cause interference so Reynolds can't just have free roam on whatever the hell he wants to do in this area, right? So by literally just bringing himself in here and not committing to this, challenging backwards, even if this hits it, is going to pinch back towards their net anyway. It's not advantageous whatsoever. It does stop Reynolds, but Mist is there to support it. So if Chicago comes in, creates some sort of diversion, even if he just gets close to him, it forces Reynolds to make a touch. JNaps has a clear read on it. He can get boost and take his spot. Rizzo can also come in and support it too. So Rizzo comes in late here. He can watch this develop. Chicago come here. He can take near post. JNaps makes a play to buy time. That's what should happen. Said he goes for the challenge. You now got a double commit happening. So big mistake from Chicago here. To make a mistake. They do get a good counterattack. Misses. But then it gets put right back in again. Twice now. 2 players. That could have been a goal for G2. That's a missed opportunity. Even I would still never make that play in 2s, Potato. Because if Rizzo's his teammate, you know, it's in a bad spot. No matter what, that's a bad play. You just don't want to do it. This was a missed opportunity from G2. So, big counterattack. It gets boomed immediately. The reason why it gets boomed is because Rizzo's the only one back. He's got 2 challenging him. He's got 2 players gunning for that shit, trying to get a goal. So, Rizzo just has to make a touch. That's not on him, right? So, big clear comes from Rizzo. He plays it across. JNaps hits this, I think, and plays it down. If he puts this on target, it's a goal. The other option is he can air dribble it. The reason why he doesn't air dribble it is because he just wants to punish these guys for being up. They realize the mistake they made. They get out as quickly as possible. He just wants to put it down on target. Good clear. A little too wide. Happens. Goes to challenge. Forces Euro to make a play. Plays it across. Reynolds isn't in a position to go and play it. He's facing this way. Mist is still in a position to support it. You see Rizzo come in. Rizzo makes a touchdown soft. While JNaps is actually trying to bully the goalie. That I don't think is the right play. Unless he gets a demo. If JNaps gets a demo here, do they score? Yes. So this is a goal if they get a demo. Because if JNaps gets the demo here and turns around, he's got a wide open net. But because he doesn't, he has to play it around. Okay, so he plays it around. JNaps tries to touch this back inside. And Reynolds is there waiting for it. And they get a goal. That hurts. That hurts. They commit everything. G2 knew they were down. They had it. But because JNaps tries to play that back inside, because that's their tandem in a nutshell, that's how G2 plays. And they almost always get rewarded for it because it's so hard to stop and it's so smooth. JNaps' instinct is, yes, I know Chicago is close to me. I'm going to pass that back inside. And I'm going to make a play. But he gets punished for it. Allows them to counterattack, gets it down, and then Reynolds only has to beat one and he passes it around. Sets his teammate up. It's really well done. Last 20 seconds, no goal. G2 probably plays super aggressive. Nothing happens for it. Good save by Reynolds. Curious if Chicago can pass this. Again, always have one more. I don't know if that ball is going to hit. I'm going to slow this down and see if he can make this pass. But if Chicago plays this across, Rizzo might be able to get a goal and tie this up. But with only 3 seconds, that's pretty tough. JNaps is going for a bump. He plays that across, gets a shot. Let's see if that's even possible. That's tough. Mist probably would have been able to save it. That's really tough. If the pass is literally perfect and Mist can't react to it, maybe. I'm okay with the shot there, though. You only got 2 seconds. You got an angle. Put some power on it. But that's a tough call. I think Mist will cut that off if he does. If the pass is literally perfect, he can get it. If he plays it here, Mist pre-flips to get back, he wouldn't have made it. So if he passes this literally perfect, Rizzo can put a shot on an open net. The chance was there. Tough. That's tough. Really well played, though. Really well played from both teams. You could tell this was a good series from the start. But until you look at the little, like, specific tiny details that we don't get to see, shit's tough, man. Shit's real tough. Both teams battled this out.